exactly what I thought it would be. I got my house on a little piece of land. This is the place I'm gonna take my stand. But I keep living on dreams. One thing I know, that's the way it's gotta be. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me, hoping someday that I will see myself in American dream.
How y'all doing, baby? It is Tuesday. It's Tuesday, baby. It's not Wednesday. Today is damn well Tuesday. I signed off the other day talking about when. Are you shitting me? Find out what day we're in here, John. Anyway, it is indeed Tuesday. It's time for another Blue Dot family meeting, and I'm glad y'all are here. And let me get over here and get my shit together here. First one to jump in was indeed Stephanie Dean out in Florida. She sends her best, and Jay's going to come home soon and drag her ass to the beach. That's a good thing to be doing. That's right. Who don't like to go to the beach? Anyway, Dwayne Dwizzle is here, followed by Richard Phillips. The Remixtress is with us. Mark Perkins, how you doing, bub? Sue Van 50's here. What's her name? Karen Van, what's her name? Wyke. Of course. Karen Van Wyke is here. Tracy Tobias, my neighbor, thank you for being here. Michael Foulbister's here. Our own Bernadette Priya is with us. Keith Ellis is here. Donald Ware, Jeff Curry, Dorothy Tyndall, thank you, baby, for being here. BW is here, and so is S. Warren. The Feral Female Society is amongst our midst. And Randy Peterson, woo pig, 45 days, buddy, getting short timer. Going home, back to Arkansas. Good deal. Randy Curvin, Rantin' Randy, thank you for your voice, brother. Never has been a more critical time. We're going to need it, baby. So hang in there, brother. We're ready for this fight. And mi amiga up in Chicago, Teresa Rojas, thank you for being here. Love to the family, baby. Richard Phillips, Dwayne. Oh, wait a minute. I got them. Aaron Trombley is with us. Thank you very much. Let me see. Irish Giselle still rocking that T-shirt. Bruce Preston is here. Blue Dot Dusty was with us. Thank you very much. Kelly K. Duncan is here. Nancy Halverson is here. Lord, I got to catch up here. Uh-oh. Hit the wrong button.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I know. Don't do that. Susan Forsepi, thank you for being here. Adina Michael, thank you all for being here. Baby, it's a big day. Big day today. Big speech coming out tonight. Joe Biden is going to make his State of the Union address tonight, and it is indeed a critical speech at a critical time in history. And I will be watching every minute of it. We were thinking that if it goes right, we might come back on the air after the show. After the State of the Union address to have any more discussion in the Blue Room or live, if whatever we tend to do there. Anyway. It's a big speech. The things that have been going on over in Ukraine over the last 6 days are just heart-wrenching to watch and inspiring at the same time. The gallantry of the Ukraine people could not make us more proud. I'm just, and I want to say this too, because I got challenged on it. Well, they wouldn't have done this if Trump was in. Let me tell you something. Trump was busy in his time in office. Trump was busy trying to dismantle the Nato Union alliance as much as he possibly could. He tried his damnedest to damage it as much as he could. Donnie was busy, I think, the time he was in office. No, Putin didn't have to attack. If Donnie would have won, which I think would have been plan A, Donnie would have just handed it over to him. But we are watching a gallant fight by gallant people. And I am proud of them. I'm proud of the way the world has responded. and continues to respond. And things are getting dangerous, and things are going to get even more dangerous, I'm afraid, tonight for Kiev. That convoy is there. They say it's slowed, but there's civilian targets being hit all over Ukraine. I'm glad to hear that the war crimes charge against Putin is pending. I want to see that because it's justified. These are going to be difficult times ahead. None of us really know what's going to happen. But we know we can't let Ukraine down. This is indeed the fight for democracy. And it might get hard to hit home. People around the world might feel it. But that's the way it was then, and it's the way it's going to be if it happens again. The shared sacrifice that it takes. And we're not talking about just us, we're talking about a world community that is going to feel this. So everybody's holding their breath tonight to see if the strikes hit Kyiv tonight. If you pray hard. You send out good vibes, send them out, baby. But I want to say I am proud. I'm proud of the way Joe Biden has rallied NATO, has rallied the world indeed. I think he's doing a damn good job under difficult circumstances. Left with a pile of shit that the other guy left. It's the way it usually happens when Republicans leave. Democrats are left with a big stinking pile of crap that we have to clean up. And this time's no different, but this time the stench is worse and the pile is bigger. But I have trust in Joe Biden. I have trust in this government that we have now to do the right thing, to rally the world in this cause. And I'm proud to say that he's doing a damn good job of it. Anyway, let's see who we got in here to talk to. I see Aussie Dave is with us down there. He's got his hand up. Let's see if we can't slide Aussie up here. We always appreciate Aussie's voice anytime we have an international voice in the room. It's always a good thing. And, of course, Discord is going to take its sweet time to make that switch. Yes, Just Coggins said, anyone see that table Putin sits at? Holy shit, are you shitting me? That's little thing. Thank you for stimulating that thought. They did. They showed him at that big old long-ass table talking to two of his generals who are sitting together down there at the other end of the table, way down at the other end of the table. Really? You don't even trust your own generals to sit next to you? That's a sad statement there.
Before we bring in anybody on Discord, you might want to catch up.
Yeah, I got to catch up.
Cool.
Keith Beal, thank you. Keith and Kathy, thank you. Came in with a $10 super chat. Thank you very much. I hope y'all are doing well. And Maria Bencourt came in with a $20 donation and said, I am so worried about Putin turning this into a World War III. I have been crying at all the displaced moms and their kids. It breaks my heart that many pets have been left behind. I have not been sleeping well. Maria, hey, thank you for the donation, darling. But yes, I think the world is holding its breath, baby. There's, we all see the pictures of the people lined up in mainly Poland. Poland has stepped up big time and are accepting refugees into their country. So is the other countries around. Doggone it, I had it a minute ago in my head. Oh, darn it, now I can't. When you try to think, it's when it leaves your head. Yeah. But other nations around the area are also accepting in people. And women and children especially, men of the other nationalities are trying to get out. But there is a lot of people who are taking their wife and kids to the border and turning around and going back. As a matter of fact, I saw a story where international fighters are volunteering. We can't send a standing army in, but those around the world that want to support Ukraine in this effort physically can volunteer to go. And they're waiving all, passport requirements, visa requirements, I mean. It's getting quite a response around the world. But Anyway, Aussie Dave, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, thanks, mate. I'm encouraged by the fantastic response from the world and their support for Ukraine, and disgusted that we're not taking more action against Belarus, which
Indeed.
Belarus stands for Belarus. Belarussia is what it actually
Yes. It's just it's just a part of Russia. There is much involved in this.
Abbreviated.
You know.
But the most disgusting part about this, and what justifies Putin going to The Hague, which will never happen.
Yeah, he's
even
not
if
going.
they said
But
you're coming to The Hague.
yeah.
Is he's using these fucking vacuum bombs.
Yes.
Now they were outlawed basically, as they were next to nuclear. I mean, anything. The blast is much longer lasting. It burns everything. No one survives.
Yes,
a vacuum.
it sucks air out of your lungs. It will suffocate you.
And it sets on fire.
Yes. It's a devastating weapon, and they're deploying them.
Yeah. And this is making the world mad. I mean, I posted a little thing in the main discussion yesterday that reporting in Australia is that Putin has told his media companies they're not allowed to use words like attack, war, invade.
Right.
And so they're still brainwashing the people. Even though the people are marching on the street, Putin's still got this brainwashing happening. But he's also convincing the people, or trying to convince them, that Ukraine wants to move back to Russia, and Russia's only fighting off the anti-Russian Ukrainians. It's a pretty sick world. It's so much like the parody that's happening in America. What Trump is doing in America, what Putin's doing, they're the same. They come out the same fucking mold. And
they have the same goal.
Not the country. And one man, a villain, is turning the world upside down. Not a country,
king.
Man. Hitler was the last man that done that.
Yeah, I made that analogy today. That Hitler moving into Poland is the same as Russia moving into Ukraine. It's the same thing.
One more thing about before you bring some more people in Australia, we're very confused as to how the fuck you got a president like Biden, who's got the lowest unemployment, the best economy, done so much for the country, got an infrastructure bill through that no government has done for a decade. And yet he's got a 30% approval rating. What the fuck?
What the fuck is a damn good question. It's the political divide in this country and what it has turned into. It's going to be a rough road, but I think he's going to turn it around. I really do. The former guy, I understand. I just read a headline earlier about he's still praising Putin. Still, right now, is suggesting that Putin is making a grand move, a smart move. Are you shitting me? You know, it explains a lot. I do. I think he sold us out a long time ago. Anyway, let's bring out the lady in the room, Diana Mallory, bequeather of the gong and secret squirrels. Dear, how are you?
I'm just fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine, I hope. We'll see how I got my screws all tightened up, I think. A lot less pain, dear. A lot less pain. I'm going in now. It's still tinning. I've had this forever, so again, it gets bad occasionally, but it fades away. Sort of like old sailors. So.
Yep. Well, I did.
Davy Jones.
What's that, Diane?
I said I did something today that I probably should be ashamed of.
Well,
I'm not.
Well, pray tell. Was it fun?
Yes, it was fun.
Well, the hell with it, then.
That's what I say.
What'd you do?
We have this gentleman scraggly gentleman that is in Lancaster that finds a corner on the main drag there, and he has his little Go Brandon sign and his Trump flag, and he's out there waving them around, and he's been doing this for the last 2 years. And I drove by him today, and I flipped him off. And then when I came back through, when I came back, went on, did my business, and come back through, he was still standing there, and I happened to get in the turn lane, and the light turned red on me, and I was like, oh,
you're right there.
I opened up the door, and I screamed, fuck You treasonous bastard.
Oh, Diana Mallory, be careful now. Didn't feel good though.
And I
Get that off your
him
chest.
And he took his thing. He
Be
took his
careful,
fingers and put
darling.
them to his head like he was shooting.
Some of those people are unstable
Shooting
as
himself.
hell. They got to be unstable to still be following this guy. I don't know what it's
I
going to
couldn't
take.
help. I felt so good after that.
Well, well, then there's an upside to it, darling. Just be careful with that.
I just,
We don't want you
yes,
getting hurt.
I just can't take it anymore. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of us being.
I can relate to that a whole lot. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of
Yeah,
it.
we know.
It's been 6
That's why I
years of
came
this
here,
shit.
'cause
You know, it's,
I haven't told anybody else, but I came here to tell you because I knew you'd understand.
right. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'd understand. Yeah. Oh, darling. Yeah, I occasionally stop down there with the guy that's selling the flags and all this down here just to share my opinion. Anyway, Diana, thank you for being here. Let's bring on our other international flair, Hank, Blue Dot Hank. Hank, how's everything going up in the Netherlands, bro? Hank, are you with us? It's a long
You're not
string.
speaking language. You're not speaking the right language, man.
Hank, are you with us? I see you muting and unmuting, but I can't hear you, brother. No. Maybe if I try to go out the room and maybe come back in. See if that'll work. The Discord gets a little strange sometimes. We have to work around it. Let me see here. You think?
Well,
yes.
I think that the world is going to stand up. Yes.
Okay,
Go
good.
for it.
There's Hank.
Good. The Netherlands is fine. Basically, today we saw a united Europe in a big meeting of the European Council, which was interesting. Everybody seemed to walk out when Lavrov was talking at the UN.
I
which was
saw
good.
that.
And sorry, I'm going to swear a little now. The fucking moron Russians, they bombed, not only did they try to bomb the TV tower in Kiev, no,
Yes,
they
I saw
also
that.
bombed the Babi Yar Holocaust monument next to
Indeed.
it,
I saw it.
where during World War II, 100,000 Jewish and other people were killed by the Nazis, and I have to say that by some collaborating Ukrainians. But still, I mean, I thought Mr. Putin was going to denazify the country. Well done, blowing up a
Yeah.
Holocaust monument. What
Yeah.
the fuck are you doing?
It
I mean,
is
somebody
this
in
whole
Russia
thing.
Yeah,
The
somebody
whole
in
attack.
Russia should take him out.
Well, that's
Go
what
on.
that's the only hope really is the Julius Caesar ending here. Somebody within the empire to Brutus. Let's go. Where's Brutus? Because somebody needs to
Yeah.
take care of him.
Yeah. In other news, which is more hilarious,
Yes?
Anonymous and several other hacking
Yes.
collectives today gave an ultimatum to the Russian people that if they would not rise up against Putin and his criminal government, they would hack into all the bank accounts of individual Russians and they would transfer the money to the Ukrainian army.
There you
Which
go.
I found quite good.
And what makes me think they could do it?
Oh, they can.
They can. And Anonymous is a very powerful group, and as the word implies, nobody knows who they are. But they seem to have access to a whole lot of information and able to do a whole lot of things.
But yeah, well, the war is disgusting. Well, all wars are disgusting, but
All
this one
wars.
is particularly disgusting. And the problem that may rise now, and I would like to prepare every one of you for this, is that because of the frustration of Putin not getting what he wants very quickly, he might Grozny all these cities in Ukraine. That means we will be seeing a lot more shelling, a lot more indiscriminate blowing up of residential areas, killing civilians. He might want to level all these cities. Now, whether that would provoke a response by the USA, NATO, or Europe, that is unclear. Probably not because he still has that nuclear threat hanging above us. But this war will get more and more gruesome by the day.
That's
So
the
be
fear.
prepared for that. Be prepared
He's
for
a
it.
mad king. It's almost like he wants to provoke this. What's needed is a no-fly zone there. That's a
Well, yeah,
that's a
We
touchy.
yeah,
can't.
but we
Why
can't
the
because
fuck?
that would
Why the
entail
fuck
war.
is America? Why the fuck is America responsible for the no-fly zone? We're being told in Australia that if a no-fly now, correct me, if a
Okay.
no-fly zone is declared over Ukraine, America has to maintain that. Why?
Well,
Is that
No, it
right?
does
it
not.
would be
No,
NATO
no.
would have to enforce it. We got the discussion. What's the difference between NATO forces and UN forces?
Yeah.
Without air
One's
cover,
international.
without the ability to have safe skies above Ukraine, this is going to be a humanitarian
Ukrainians,
nightmare. It's going to be
the Ukrainians. Sorry.
no. Go ahead.
The Ukrainians today stole or captured a TOS multiple rocket launcher, which has a thermobaric missiles, which are, of course, when
Wow.
used on civilians, a war crime. But there might be a
Vacuum bomb.
chance that they will target this this convoy going to Kiev. Not sure, not certain, unconfirmed. What was very I don't know, poignant? Is that a good word?
Pertinent. Yeah.
I saw a video in which an American general or military expert was talking about this convoy, and in one of these scenes that they showed with the convoy next to the road, you see a field, and in this field you could see the crop marks of German lines from World War II, and it
Wow.
was like history meeting history. It was very sad to see.
Right.
Basically, because
It is.
that ground is drenched in blood. But now talking about the no-fly zone, NATO or the UN, basically the UN, if you decide that, could say that there should be a no-fly zone. The problem is, how do you enforce
How
that?
do you
Well,
enforce
with NATO
that?
planes or US planes. If
Yeah.
one US plane or one NATO plane shoots down one Russian MiG
Here we go,
over
baby.
Ukraine,
Here we go.
we're in
That's
World
right.
War III. It's
Yeah.
quite simple. I mean, in Syria, you can still say, oh, okay, yeah, it was an accident. When Turkey shot
This would
down
be no
a
mistake.
Russian plane,
Right.
it's an accident because it's Syria, because nobody gives a fuck, basically. But in Ukraine, because it's a Russian invasion of
Of a sovereign nation.
country, a sovereign nation, and not like we're killing ISIS because they're terrorists or they're messing with Assad, who is also a bastard, by the way. That makes it a lot more difficult. So that is why we cannot
It's a difficult.
intervene at the moment militarily. Also because Putin has made it very clear that this nuclear option is still on the table, and he might just use a tactical nuke. He probably will not use a strategic one.
That's
However,
going to open a can of worms.
That will
That's going to escalate
lead
things
to retaliation.
drastically.
Mutual assured destruction is still in the works.
I'm not sure Putin's afraid of that. I'm
No,
not.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think he's afraid of that. either.
Well, you better shoot.
I don't think so.
Jonah Hill, who is quite knowledgeable in these matters, already also said this is already World War III, and we are already have been.
I saw a young lady in Ukraine sitting next to her husband. There was an interview with them. They're young, in their 20s.
Yes.
Both of them with a
With
weapon.
their guns.
Yes, young. And
Yep.
and one of her comments was, we hate to tell the world, you're in World War III. You just don't realize it yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another funny thing today was that a Chinese state media news presenter was wearing the Ukrainian colors.
Oh, I did not see that.
I'll send the
Really?
picture. I have the picture somewhere.
Let me, I'm seeing things. We're seeing things this time that we haven't seeing things this time. Travis, remember those. We're seeing things because I got to catch up real quick.
Yeah.
Dolores Grant came in with a $2 donation and said, God bless the Ukrainian people and fuck Trump. Amen, Dolores. And let me see here. Tracy Tobias, my next door neighbor, came in with a $10. Darling, you could have just thrown it over the fence. A $10 donation and said, what Maria said. I'm very worried, but also hopeful for worldwide democracy. I think that sums it up. A lot of us, Tracy, we're all worried and hopeful for democracy around this world. We hear everybody in this nation talk about patriotic things. We're watching the Ukrainians stand up and fight for exactly what we proclaim to have here. I hope that we stand strong in this as one nation. That is my concern.
Yeah.
And Michael Johnson came in with a $5 donation and said, I hope one of Putin's own takes him out. Fuck Trump and fuck Putin. Amen. Michael, you were going to say, Travis?
No, I was just going to point out, because we were talking about a no-fly zone a second ago. Media Main 6 just wrote, I don't want war, but Putin doesn't give a fuck about what anybody else wants. And it's kind of going into the whole thing everybody else keeps talking about. We're already in World War III. I think Putin, depending on his game plan, he's already made up his mind on what he's going to want to do. I'm not saying that a no-fly zone is the best idea, but I think that's almost the safest idea if we were to ever intervene personally.
Yes.
I hope it wouldn't come to that.
Intervene as the United States, Travis.
Yeah.
Travis, you cannot intervene as United States, mate, because
it would fuck us up. It would fuck us up. That's what sucks.
Yeah,
but I think it's moving its way. Whether it's moving its way here personally to the United States, I can't say for sure. But definitely to other European countries who are NATO allies and such, I have a sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach that that's already being talked about. But like Media Main said, is he just doesn't give a fuck. I think he's old and he's got nothing to lose, and he's going to go out with a bang.
I think he's paranoid.
I think so too. I've seen the table.
In Australia, we have groups of people. We have groups of people in Australia that are trying to get their way to Ukraine to fight. I don't know if you have them in America. I think other countries probably do have them. But whether they're Ukrainian citizens from way back or they're just Australians, there's a pile of people that want to go there as mercenaries for nothing and fight against Russia. This is not World War III. It's sort of like, when you say World War III, you hark back to what happened in 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But this is a different war.
This is a different time.
It's not like throwing hand grenades, is it? From trench to trench.
Yeah.
It's very different. It's fighting from a distance.
Yeah.
It seems to be so you lose
not
that
so much up
contact
close
with
and personal.
humanity.
Using ones and zeros.
Yeah.
Yes,
Cyber warfare.
Yes, and you take the humanity out of it, don't you? You take that human emotion feeling out. Those Russian soldiers don't want to be there. I guarantee you don't want to be there.
I don't think so.
I mean, they're running out of petrol on purpose. Does the Russian army run out of petrol on a fucking highway? I don't think so. They've done that on purpose, I'm sure. A lot of them don't want to shoot there.
I don't think the Russian soldiers, they're seeing this. They know there was no reason for this attack. They're not finding Nazis or drug addicts. They're finding old people telling them to put sunflower seeds in their pocket. Let me thank John Diddybag, who came with a $10 donation and said a midnight flyover by a couple of stealth bombers would wreck that convoy. Oh, John, wouldn't it be nice if we could do that? But, John, on that note, I was watching the news video footage and all that, and one of the videos was a nice, clear view of a strike by a drone. Now, I knew they had them. I just didn't think it through. I knew they were getting Stingers. I know they're getting Hellcat missiles or what? Hellfire missiles. Yeah. Anti-tank missiles.
Things.
Drones, baby. Yeah. Let's give them a shitload of drones.
They have Javelin missiles. They have drones. They have
They need to start taking that convoy out step by step, as much as they can.
Yeah.
Apparently, that is because the convoy is full of food and
it's supplies.
Replenishment. But it's not as important as artillery pieces. Or armor.
That's true. But if you blow up,
they can take the bridges out.
Yeah,
they can blow the bridges up.
They are doing that. They are doing that already.
Yeah, they're trying to slow them down as much as they can. Alpha Dog 510, put weed seeds in their pocket. There you go. Peace all around the world.
I love what the Ukrainian Premier Prime Minister said when America offered him a free ride out the country in safety. He said, "I don't need a ride. I need weapons."
I'm telling you. Thank you, Travis. You're gonna go. Right back. Okay. Yes. I loved that comment. I need ammunition. I don't need a ride. That man's becoming a hero around the world.
There is something else going on, which might be important, might not be. Has anybody ever heard of the words Cargo 200?
Cargo 200? No, I have not.
Cargo 200 is a Russian code that was used in the war in Afghanistan for Russian soldiers coming home in zinc coffins. And there were a lot of them. That was always denounced. A flight like that was Cargo 200. A train with that was Cargo 200. They apparently captured a young Russian soldier who they let phone back home to his mom. They filmed it, and apparently this young guy said that Russian colonels are shooting their own wounded. The dead are left behind on the battlefield. There are no Cargo 200 returns to Russia. And they are basically treating their soldiers just a little bit nicer than they did in World War II.
More howdy shit.
And the problem is, of course, that this war is under lock and key in Russia itself.
Right.
Even though
information within Russia itself is very limited to their populace.
Two or three radio broadcasters and TV broadcasters have been shut down in Russia because we're talking about invasion instead of a short military operation. Mm-hmm. And if this is true, if what this kid said on video is true,
right,
then this is horrific. First of all,
well, Hank, that is true because one of the reports on there's a TV program or news program I subscribe to called WOIN.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's European. Yeah. But this reporter is walking through this bridge area where the Ukrainians had stopped the convoy, and there was Russian soldiers, dead Russians, laying there for a day after. They never took their dead with them. They retreated and left the dead there.
Yeah. So it's all on the lock and key in Russia. And everybody's trying to get this information out to Russians themselves because those are the only people who can get rid of Putin. We can't. I mean, we can't send a SEAL team.
No. This is if Putin is going to be taken out, that's something that has to come from within Russia. And I don't think it's out of the realm because we've seen two oligarchs stand up against him and speak out to end this. We've seen the protests in Russia itself. And those are just the ones that have the courage to come out. There's more that feel the same way but can't, for one reason or another, make it to the street. I think this is going to hurt Russia drastically on the financial stage, on the world stage. It's going to start hurting them real bad.
Well, the financial stage, yes, John. There's only 20% of the Russian banks that are allowed to still deal through American channels, but the reason for that is because if they close that 20% down, it would stall the whole world economy. It's a vital part of the cash flow of the world's economy. But these sanctions that Biden's put in now was only about 50% of the banks ever. Now it's 80% of the banks cannot, and businesses cannot do the crap. But in saying that, I said a long time ago in your program, it might have been 3 or 4 years ago, I said this, that it's taken the comedians to give the people of the world the truth. They're making fun of it, like the Stephen Colbert's and all that, who are telling us more facts and truth, but making comedy out of it than the CNNs and the MSNBCs. And now we've got a comedian defending and becoming a hero.
I find that so striking too, because those that have that ability to look at it and find a laugh in there somewhere. But this guy, Zelensky, man, talk about a man of his time. What he has demonstrated to Ukraine and to the world, and this man has stood up for all of us. We hear so much. Oh, something before I get running my mouth.
No, there was a beautiful meme today posted in which you saw everything you can see from space, and you had like the pyramids, the
Right.
Great Wall of China,
Everything.
the Niagara Falls, and then pictures of Zelensky, the bulls of Zelensky, and that was beautiful.
See how beautiful they are.
Right,
Let
what
me
are you gonna
hold
do,
on.
John?
Let me
What are you going to do?
before we get rude. Keith, are you in the room with us, brother?
I'm here, buddy.
How are you doing, Keith?
Kathy's here too. We're
Kat-
doing fine.
Good, Kathy. Glad to hear you, baby. Are you keeping are you keeping Keith in line?
I'm here.
Good deal, baby.
I got a mouthful of food. I'm eating.
Oh, well, good. Good. I just got done doing that right before I came in here. I had chicken fried steak and a little bit of chicken fried. Anyway,
Yeah, that sounds good.
yeah, chicken fried steak, little potatoes and gravy and stuff. Yeah, Mama did a good up tonight, so it's a Texas
I
thing.
bet she's a swell cook.
I promised to eat more chicken fried steak. Anyway, how's everything going in y'all's world?
Pretty good.
Good. Keith, what?
Staying up too late at night looking at Twitter trying to see what's going on in Ukraine.
I'm telling you, the other day, Hank was in the room, and he gave us a website. As a matter of fact, I have it on my on one of my windows here open, and it is a map of the area. And if you click on one of these little blue or red icons here off to the side, it gives you all the video and news feeds from that event happening live in Ukraine. And
Oh, that's cool.
it is. It's called. Let me see if it's called live LIVEUAMAP.com, and it is all one word. LiveUAMap.com. You can go to that, and there's a map there, and it does. Again, thank you, Hank, for showing this to us, because I find it useful as hell.
Most welcome.
Oh, yeah. That would be really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, just any situation that's going on in Ukraine, whether it be an operation or, there's people that are, in this day of social media, everybody's got a camera on their phone. Everybody's got a phone. Everybody's got a camera. So they're videotaping things all around. And when something happens in an area and you click on that, you can go over there, and these are the videos of what that story was talking about. And so, yeah, Hank, thank you very much for turning us on to that, brother.
Most welcome.
Yeah, I'm going to check that one out this evening after the State of the Union, probably.
Yeah, it is. It's a handy
I
little.
thought-
Yeah,
I thought
very
that-
good.
Sometimes you have to take that into account. Russians are attacking that side with DDoS, but they now have the help of Cloudflare, so they
Yeah.
might stay up.
I hope so, because I
In
find
the
it.
good old days, Russia would have go back 10 years, and if Russia really wanted to invade a country and their soldiers, their hearts were in it, they'd be in Russia. They'd be in Ukraine center square at the moment.
Mhm.
This has not gone the way Putin wants it to go. He thought it would go. Putin thought it'd be over in 48 hours.
Yeah.
They were just
Well,
all
we're
over.
in this day and age. I was telling Marsha, we were talking about stuff. A sneak attack is kind of hard to do. The world is watching. Satellites are watching. People are watching. Everybody's watching. It's we've got reporters on the border of Russia Russia and Ukraine, or is it Belarus? And anyway, right on the border where the tanks and everything's going right in. Live feed. Well, here comes the troops. Can you imagine in previous times during previous wars? Well, here comes the troops. No, that wouldn't have been knowledge. But now, yeah, we know there's a 40-mile long convoy. We know where it's going. We see everything. But that doesn't change everything.
take one bridge out, and it stops.
It stops. They have to take time to. That's what I was saying. Give them some more of those drones, and go in there and find that one transport that's hauling all the ammunition. Blow the shit out of it and put a hole in that road. It's going to take them a few days to fix. Just slow their ass down. You wish that at some point, again, falling back to the Julius Caesar idea, the Russian soldiers are seeing there is no truth to what they were told of what was going on in Ukraine. There's no truth to it. And they have invaded a country that they have relationships with. They have brothers and sisters and families that live there.
World War II? Remember World War II,
Yes.
John? There was a thing called the canned food that Hitler designed, and he got Himmler to put it together. What it was in August of 1939, Himmler and two other guys got together and made this situation where they captured a whole pile of Polish soldiers from just over the border, sneakily, brought them back to Germany. They killed them, dressed them in combat gear as if they were attacking, like the hard gear, and then stored the bodies. And then they went over to some camp they had with prisoners in it. And they got a few dozen of those prisoners, and they pulled them out. They filmed them on whatever film quality they had back then, but they filmed them shaking hands with other soldiers standing over dead Germans who were actors. So they created all this bullshit, right? And they stored this for 3 or 4 months. And in September, when Hitler went over the border, that was his false flag. He presented all this evidence of the dead soldiers and dead German. It was all staged. And when the German soldiers found out about it 4 years ago, 4 years later, or maybe 5 years when the war ended for Germany, they were outraged. They didn't want to invade Poland. They were outraged. They actually believed that Poland did kill German soldiers.
Yeah.
One man.
Oh, you mean the
one
radio
man.
station incident?
Yes, that as well, where they that was part of that plan, Hank.
Yep.
The radio station was taken over. It was broadcasting pro-Polish stuff into the Germany or Nazi, and it was a German radio station. It was actually Germans doing it. It was all a false. Then they put bodies all around that radio station of German soldiers, supposedly.
Yeah.
With their faces smashed off, so they can't identify them.
It's the product you can sell, and if they can sell it good, which is what Putin now is doing in Russia, with Russian TV and how they produce this, they've sold this whole thing of Nazism in Ukraine and rampant drug use in the government, all sorts of shit, and they've demonized them over the last several years, and that bullshit is so easy to sell there, and it's no different than what Trump is selling in this country. The hatred that he stirs here is the same thing that Putin uses there. We still have who was it? Marjorie Taylor Greene and Paul Gosar now are under the spotlight for going to a white nationalist rally and speaking. Come on, baby.
Mitt Romney spoke out.
Mitt Romney said something about it.
Speaking of white nationalists, have you heard Wendy E. Rogers has been censured?
No, Ed, I'm sorry.
Hello, Ed.
How are you doing, Ed? I did not see you in the room, brother.
I'm doing great.
Again, Travis is here, but he just went out to help Rose with something, and he'll be back in a minute, but I didn't. I'm sorry.
It's in the news. Wendy Rogers of Arizona, who is the diehard Trumper, was censured by the Senate.
Good. It's incumbent upon the Republican Party to do something about this bullshit. When you have your former guy still sitting up there praising Putin on this shit. I did see him try to backpedal and say something nice about Zelensky. Oh, he's a brave man. No, kiss my ass, you asshole. Get out of here with that shit. Nobody going to buy into your crap now. It's disgusting. And some of these damn Republicans are still hanging with him. Against Ukraine. Are you shitting me? Every day this wave grows bigger and bigger in support of Ukraine around the world. Switzerland. I could not be more proud. My home country. My family still lives in Switzerland. Stood up and said, nope, this ain't going to happen. And froze assets of Russia and Putin. That's a big move for Switzerland. Switzerland's never, they've stayed neutral.
It's not a typical Switzerland move.
No. It is. As a matter of fact, I wrote to my cousin in Switzerland and told him, I said, that was a very bold move by Switzerland, and it makes me very proud to see that. We have actions being taken around the world that we haven't seen in decades and decades. That's how this looks. The world is unifying around this incident because it was uncalled for. What's that?
Putin, he doesn't want to die. He's not I don't think he's sitting there saying, "Oh, I'd like to die." But he sits there, tempting the world with his hand right on top of the button. I don't think he's going to push it. I think somebody needs to go in there and kick some ass because these people in Ukraine are getting killed. They didn't ask for this.
Yeah.
None of it.
None of it. No. As a matter of fact, they're desperately wanting to become part of the European Union now. They don't want to be part of Russia. They don't want anything to do with Russia. They want to be a prosperous European country like many others. So many of us thought that we were over this disputed border shit, in major centers of the world, but evidently not. This stands in the face of everything that America stands for. When we say fighting for democracy and freedom, well, there it is, baby. That's what they're doing.
What do you think Putin would do?
Well, there's the big question.
NATO countries would say, no, we're not going to put up with this. What do you think Putin would do? Do you really think he's going to push that button to blow the whole world up with him on it?
At this point, I think he would. In a limited capacity, he would try to push the envelope.
Apparently,
Putin
once said that a world without Russia would be worse than Russia without the world. So, and he meant basically that if the rest of the world would be destroyed by nukes and Russia would be the only nation which would survive, that was okay with him. So the man isn't all there.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not.
And it puts the world in peril. The rest of the world is being very cautious about this because we realize the ramifications of what that means to the world. And for him to be so cavalier about it, it should worry all of us. But what do we do if he did do something? What is the world doing now? He's holding the world hostage that says, I'm going to do whatever I want, and if you do anything at all, I'm going to toss a nuke, and then everybody's going to get a nuke, and then it's all over with. So screw you, I'm going to do whatever I want. That's basically what he's telling us.
I've got to stop you from doing what you're doing. Okay?
This is a lot worse than King John.
Yes.
North Korea.
Let me pause just a minute because I got to catch up here. I'm 14 minutes behind. Catman56 came in with a $3 donation and said, drop flyers on the convoy message. We see you. We don't want you to die. Go home. It's a good message for Russian soldiers right now. And Teresa Diggum, our resident artist, came in with a $2 donation and said, can someone take him out by way of satellite precision? Oh, Teresa, it could be done. But again, we're looking at an international incident, but are the capabilities there? Right down to the
lasers.
Right down. Yeah, green space lasers. We'll get Marjorie Taylor Greene on that. We could take out the fucking pickle on his hamburger if we wanted to.
Wouldn't that be a brilliant idea, a brilliant thing to happen? I mean, probably nobody likes this, and everybody might think I'm completely bonkers, which I am.
That's okay. I was about to say we think it anyway, Hank. Go ahead.
Would it not be epic if we would get an extraterrestrial invasion tomorrow that forces the entire world to stop this war and fight the aliens?
Yeah. Oh shit, we lose. You know, Hank, in that scenario, we lose. If they came here from another planet, we're toast, baby. They've probably done this 100 times before. We're just we'll become Soylent Green, man. I don't know. Yep. Anyway. Sister Funkenstein came in with a $5 donation and said, did you see the Russian tank being towed away by a Ukrainian farmer with a tractor? Ukraine plays no games. Everyone, we are in a precarious state. We will be on high alert. Yes, we are indeed, sister. And Diana Mallory came in with a $5 donation and said, breaking news, Biden to announce that they is closing airspace to Russian flights. Oh Lordy, I tell you what, this Diana Mallory, thank you. This State of the Union address tonight is going to be a very important speech. And that's like I'm saying. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to watch every minute of it.
What time is it? 3 o'clock tonight? I mean 3 o'clock my time tonight.
He'll start. Huh?
Eastern time is 9 p.m.
Yeah, 9 p.m.
Yeah, that's 3 o'clock.
8 o'clock my time. But that's not when he starts speaking. I think he starts. That's when the coverage starts. I think.
It's 1:59 now.
Yeah. But no matter what the time zone, we'll all be watching it live. But after the show, after the State of the Union address, I was thinking about coming back on to see, at least into the Blue Room, if anybody was going to be in there and discuss, or live. It don't matter.
There is a big difference in warfare between these Russians that are basically indiscriminately targeting civilian buildings and American and NATO warfare that also targets residential areas, but pinpoint precision strikes, which sometimes go wrong. Of course they go wrong because it's a city and there are a lot of civilians inside. And the street fighting in the south of Iraq wasn't very nice. Also not for the civilians. But there's a big difference between what they're doing, what the Russians are doing. Basically, the Russians still have the tactic of carpet bombing that America used in Vietnam. But America left that entire tactic. They're not doing it anymore. Well, maybe with a few B-52s over some caves in Afghanistan, where only Bin Laden and his cronies live. But I mean, they're not leveling cities like the Russians do, or did in Grozny and will do in Ukraine. So there's a big difference, I think, in modus operandi of our armies. And I think with pinpoint precision, we could take out that convoy in a heartbeat. We could even laser it.
We know that. I mean, most countries in the world have got the ammunition or the weapons to take that convoy out. It's just you don't want to do it if you're not Ukrainian because you know it's going to turn on you.
That's the precarious position we're in right now. We all know what we should do. Every one of us, I think, knows what we should do. But if we do that, that puts escalation in a place that we don't want to go.
Putin's got us trapped.
Well, apparently
we are trapped by our own device.
Ukrainian pilots picked up 70 MiG-29s from Romania and I think also Poland. So they are flying back to Ukraine with a lot of hardware. Stingers will probably take care of part of the Russian Air Force. Javelin missiles, Swedish missiles, German Panzerfaust 3, which the Netherlands also uses.
Look how many weapons are pouring in.
Numbers. 5,000 anti-tank rockets are sent from handheld anti-tank rockets are sent from Sweden. So
from Sweden,
they do have hardware. Sweden, neutral Sweden. But they do have hardware. However, they do not have aerial superiority or the power that we have as the West, as the rich West and the technological.
Right.
Well, NATO.
However, America is sharing real-time satellite data with the Ukrainian High Command. So
indeed,
they do have all the info they need.
Indeed.
John, this goes back to Helsinki. When Putin and Trump had that secret meeting with no one in there.
Nobody was in the room. They had a private meeting and nobody knows what they talked about.
Putin I guarantee you, told Trump, I'm going to rebuild the USSR. And Trump said, okay, I'll help you. That was all.
It seems to be what he was trying to do because Trump spent his years trying to dismantle NATO, insulting it at every turn.
Exactly.
His friends were Putin, Kim Jong-un, and other autocracies that wanted to be a strongman. That's who Trump wanted to be. There's no doubt about that.
Putin is a traitor. I mean, he was a traitor, and he is a traitor.
He is a traitor.
And he will remain a traitor.
To this day, and he's still doing it in your face. Still standing up for Putin at this time. Is that PP tape that important, Donnie? Really? We'd all just seen you piss on yourself to, destroy your nation over the fact that you like to be peed on. Let me thank Sister Funkenstein, who came in with a $5 donation and said, much love, Blue Dot family. Please, well, thank you. Please show John proper love and respect with a thumbs up. Please like this video. And Trump started this madness, and fuck Donald J. Trump. Big time, baby. No Vaseline. Just bend over and run in there off. Thank you, Sister Funkenstein. Yes, please. Thumbs up would be great. We'd love a thumbs up. So please, like, share, and subscribe, baby. We'd love to have you in this Blue Dot family because it is. It's still growing. This family is still growing. We still get people coming into our family. It is. There's people that are concerned about this country, concerned about world events. And this is where it starts, a discussion, a motivation to keep each other informed and involved, which is what we need to be now.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Did you have, it was a couple days ago, but did you happen to see the video?
Say video.
There was this tank sitting on the side of the road, not going anywhere, out of gas. Guys out of the tank milling around. And a Ukrainian, I don't know what they were riding in, pulled up next to it and asked them if they wanted to go back to Russia.
Yes. I did not see it, but I heard of it. Do you need a tow back to Russia?
Go to Russia.
I'm telling you.
It made me laugh so hard.
The lady with the sunflower seeds. What courage. Walk right up to a soldier. Here, put these sunflower seeds in your pocket so when we kill you, the flowers will grow. Because you're here attacking our country. They're standing up in front of them. Yes. Little old ladies and old men. Did you see the old man? The old man carrying the freaking landmine. Are you shitting me?
While smoking a cigarette.
Smoking a cigarette. Yeah, that's bad for your health. Yeah, fuck you. I am telling you. It is the bravery, the courage that we've seen. The young couple I watched, they got married just a few days ago.
I'm posting the video now in main discussion.
Okay.
So you can watch it for yourself.
I'll have to see it after the show. I can't see it while we're in here. Let me call out before we enter some more people into the room. John Diddybag came back in with another $10. Thank you very much, John, and said, and Trumpty Dumpty still has highly classified documents. Why is he not arrested? There's the eternal question why that man is not locked up, why they're not interrogating his ass on a whole lot. I swear, he sold us out. He did. I think Pooty is more his friend than this nation is to him. Pooty has more to offer, I guess. I don't know what it is, but he is a disgusting traitor in my book. And if you follow him, if you still support this man, I don't think pretty highly of you at all. Not very highly of you at all. And I question your own patriotism if you do that, because he has demonstrated beyond any reasonable doubt his willingness to try to destroy this country to install himself as king. He's a disgusting liar. His family are disgusting liars. They have nothing to do with the honor of this country. Anybody that supports that man still, I question your patriotism. I question your love for this country. In this country, baby, we put country first. We don't put a man above our population. We don't put a single man to make him king. Are you shitting me? We sought our independence from a king. I don't want a king to hand it down to Don Jr. or Ivanka. I want our country to stand up for the freedom and democracy that we began with, that we were willing to fight for. Because we're watching Ukraine do the same thing. And watching that young couple who had just gotten married, who are sitting in a bunker somewhere or in a basement, each in camouflage, each with a weapon, talking about how honored they are to defend their country. You know, we hear a whole lot of militia members, right-wing nut jobs to get out in the woods, talk about, freedom. And they're talking about fighting their own countrymen. That's who they're talking about. These right-wing nut job militias in this country, they're not talking about going to war with Russia or an invading force. If shit hits the fan, they're taking control of their country here, their people. And they'll pick who that means. And I'm not on their list, baby. Oh, I'm on their list, but not to be included. So, yeah, I honor those people in Ukraine who are standing up so gallantly. They make me proud. And I'm not even Ukrainian. Maria Betancourt came in with $2 and said, if we don't stop Putin, China will invade Taiwan. Everybody's holding their breath for that one. What happens? And it would be a good timing for them to make that move while we're preoccupied with Russia. And Michael Johnson came in with $5 and said, what kills me is some of my veteran brothers support Trump. What the fuck? Fuck Trump and fuck Putin. It pains my heart, Michael, when I do see veterans supporting him. I do. Everybody has a right to support who they want, but it does. It pains me, too, to see a veteran support that man. He's done nothing for this country.
John?
Yes, sir.
Do you realize America is committed to Taiwan in some way, that if Taiwan's invaded?
Yes.
I believe there's an agreement. You will come to their defense?
We would come to their defense. It's a perilous world we live in.
So, if you don't stop Putin, or the world doesn't stop Putin, or Putin doesn't stop himself, or someone else doesn't stop Putin, highly likely, if he succeeds, Xi will go, well, if he can do it, I can do it.
I can do it, too. I'm taking Taiwan. What are you going to do about it?
Really quick, let's bring in Jeremy into the conversation.
Jeremy, how are you doing, brother?
Good, thanks. They say that there's some truth to what you're saying about Putin at small table. He probably is a little worried that someone's going to shank him if they get too close.
I swear.
But also, he's terrified of getting COVID. Anyone that meets him has to stay 40 feet away from him. That's what it is.
Ain't it sad? And he's supposed to project power and strength? Seems like a pitiful little man at the end of the table there. Afraid to let two of his own generals close to him? And degrades them anyway.
I like how the generals looked at him.
Yeah.
That's quite a thing.
I didn't see love in the eyes there, baby.
There's some news from Russia 1 hour ago by an American friend who's watching everything. In Putin's Russian Federation, 6,817 citizens have been detained during anti-war actions across the country since February 24. Another rally, the sixth one in a row, took place in St. Petersburg on March 1. People chanted no to war and also gathered at subway stations in various communities. And apparently they've also detained children who were protesting against the war at the public school. So, yeah, it's like Tyrant 101 in Russia at the moment.
They say 50% of the population still supports Putin. So that leaves 50% of the population that does not. And I think that does not will grow. It is over there. It's all about information. But with the access to internet, baby, the information is there. And that stands true for everybody in the world. It stands true for us here. You don't have to watch the TV and see a story. You can go directly online and search up that story and get the reports from different areas to find out if it's true. This day and age, it's incumbent upon us to know the truth and not be fed a bunch of bullshit.
Some more news. ExxonMobil is pulling out of the Sakhalin-1 project. No new investments in Russia. The local government body in Moscow's Gagarinsky district calls on Putin to withdraw the troops from Ukraine, calling it a disaster. Ukrainian military has intelligence that Belarus is planning, because there are 2 columns of tanks now going to the west of Ukraine.
In my opinion, Belarus was in there from the get-go.
Yeah, they were. And another problem that we have at the moment, 19 minutes ago, Russian troops landed in Kharkiv at the military medical clinical center in the northern region. A battle has broken out between the invaders and the Ukrainian defenders. and that's from the security service of Ukraine. So there are still there are fights going on.
Yeah.
I'm watching Kiev live, and it seems to be very quiet tonight. However, of course, it hasn't been encircled yet by this
Right,
long
this
column
convoy.
of troops. So
Yeah.
that might happen in the next 24 hours. Nobody knows. But
Yeah.
I'm
There's
keeping
re-
track of everything.
There was a report out of one of the cities in Ukraine. It starts with a B. I forget what it is. That the Ukrainians took out a column of vehicles coming into the city that was 800 vehicles long.
Yeah, that's in the south,
Yeah.
I think. Let me check. That was near Mariupol this morning.
There's also been some people, some high-ranking ex-officials from the United States, who are saying that yes, the Russians might get into Kyiv, but it's a city of 3 million people. They may never get fucking out.
They, you know, this
That's a
this
strong
this is not, you
possibility.
know, if they surround Kyiv, this is not going to be good in any form or fashion. There are going to be a lot of civilians die in this if Russia starts bombing that city. That this is talk about a war crime. Talk about a humanitarian disaster if Moscow goes ahead with that. And then what is the world going to do? That's the question that we're all at. How much of this are we willing to tolerate on the fear that if we do anything, it's going to get worse? And at what point does worse become the obvious thing that's going to happen? You know, none of us have the answer to these questions. That's how come we pay the big bucks to everybody else, I guess. But these are the things that are going to impact every one of us. And
according to CBS, in the State of the Union tonight, President Biden is expected to announce that he's closing U.S. airspace to Russian aircraft.
That's what I'm seeing too. That's what I'm seeing here too. That he's going to put a no. This is going to get touchy, baby. How are they going to respond if we tell them they cannot use that airspace? They're going to test it, baby, and then what's going to happen? You know, this is dangerous shit on the whole world, and it's scary. You know, we've asked the last couple of shows about what are we willing to sacrifice for this cause. We've talked about, gas prices are going to go up. You think they're high now? They're going to go up higher. Is that an acceptable cost for freedom and democracy or fight for around the world? The question is going to be to us, what are we willing to sacrifice for the greater good? And are we a country that still can, are we a world that still can bear that shared sacrifice for the greater good? It's going to be a question, and it's not going to be an easy one. I fear the answers.
That was the problem today in the Netherlands
Zelensky,
also.
sorry, Hank.
Okay.
President Zelensky just came out with a message to say, I don't know if this is old news, guys. You can educate me here. He just said goodbye to the EU as the Russians close in on Kiev. So, but that's an old message or a new message, but it's just a bit of my.
It could very well be a recent message.
No. That was this afternoon when he was speaking to the European Assembly.
When he got the standing ovation.
Yeah, when he got the standing ovation, he said, I say goodbye while the Russians are closing in on Kiev, and Europe will be alone without Ukraine, and Ukraine will be alone without Europe. So something like that. That's what he said.
What a hero.
What a hero.
What a hero.
Indeed. I second that. Let me catch up here real quick. I got a few thank yous to send out. Catman56 came in with another donation and said, do you remember the Russian conflict and the Chechen wars? What happened? History repeating itself again? Keith? You know it does, brother. Stephanie Dean came in with $5 and said, it all sucks. Can't we just get along? That was the general thing that we all thought was going to happen. Sooner or later, we're all going to get along. We got the borders settled. Nobody's going to fuck with anybody. And boom, here we go. And Lady Freedom Rocks, and indeed she does, came in with $5 and said, oh, this is cute. Word of advice. Don't watch news on 4 TVs, laptop, and a phone while trying to watch or listen to John. Just shut me off, baby. Everything in the world is more important than me. And Johnny Fly came in with $5 and said, I am so proud of the people of Ukraine for standing their ground if there is a higher power, now is the time for intervention, to intervene. Oh, and fuck Trump. Hey, if there's a death up there, don't be. Anyway, yeah, baby. Thank you, Johnny Fly. I second it. I am so proud. I am so proud of what I've seen of the Ukrainian people. Yeah. They have some courage going on here, baby. You know, and the rallying cry is I love the rallying cry. Russia,
I'd like to give a message
go fuck yourself.
I'd like to give a message to everybody who is seeing these sanctions, seeing prices rise, and fuel getting more expensive. Get a fucking bicycle, walk. Take the train if you have an electric.
Yeah, we don't have too much
in that train.
Yeah.
But you know, spend a little bit more on food. Who cares? You know, this is war.
In the grand scheme of things, you have to accept that for what it is. It is the shared sacrifice. That's how we're going to feel it. It is in our pocketbook, on your table. You know, it's going to hurt more. It's going to cost more. Well, what is that old question? What is the cost of freedom? Ukrainians are paying that cost right now. That's the cost of freedom. And it's a heavy cost. One that has been borne by many families in this nation over many wars. You know, it'd be great if we could get to that point where we don't have any more of these freaking things. But men are not angels. And again, you get so deep into this shit, you just want to shake your head and wish you knew the answers when you know you don't. You know, bless Joe Biden and those that are trying around the world to deal with a madman. Their decisions are going to weigh heavy. And they should weigh heavy on all of us.
No one wins a nuclear Armageddon, and John. No one wins nuclear war.
Nobody wins nuclear war, baby. Nobody wins. Anarchy after that. You talk about lose your power grid forever. It ain't coming back. Ever. Life would never be the same if you survive it at all. Travis reminds me all the time, we're the 5th largest port in the United States. Our refinery row here cranks out gas and jet fuel like you wouldn't believe. We produce a lot of fuel for the military right here. And we're a target, baby. So yeah, you know, what do you do if it comes home? That's what we're trying to fight, so it never comes home. But it's going to come to somebody's home.
I'll be posting a link in the general chat to the Bank of Ukraine, where you can donate humanitarian money if you want to. You can you can donate funds for the Ukraine's armed forces.
There are places where you can donate. I looked at one earlier.
Yeah, I'll post it in the.
Let's put it in the chat, would you please?
Yeah.
Let me thank Tim Torkelson again, who came in with a $5 donation and said, "And a very bad man named Putin, the Russian land been looting. For Ukraine, I shall be rooting. Go Joe and fuck Trump." He got away with words. Tim's got away with words. And Suzanne Jarrett, my friend out in California, $5 and said, "Imagine if Pumpkin Tits decides to play with Alaskan airspace." Oh no! You know we bought that from Alaska. Maybe they want it back. Maybe they'll just come try to take it.
I thought Alaska was Canada.
No, we bought it from Alaska. I mean, from Russia. I think we got it from Russia. I think. Somebody check me on that.
No, you did buy it from Russia. Yes, you did.
We did.
You stole it. You stole it from Russia. Yep. You only paid like $20 million.
Yeah, we got it for a cheap price. Yeah, we got it from
because
Russia.
some of the Eskimos still speak Russian.
Yes. Oh, Russian Orthodox churches are
still
still up there. Yeah. Oh yeah. What a wonderful world we live in. Anyway.
Did not know that. They never told me that in school. This is why we can't have this is getting ridiculous. I mean, the Supreme Court needs to tell the they don't know if whether it's CRT is unconstitutional or constitutional. I can't tell. It got me confused.
That's CRT. That's just a boogeyman word the right uses to scare poor little white people into thinking they're doing something. Anyway, Diana Mallory came in with $10 and said, "Could you play the Shut the Fuck Up song for Fuck Trump and Pat Robertson?" Wait a minute. Somebody clue me in. Before we tell Pat Robertson to shut the fuck up, somebody clue me in as to what did dear old Pat have to say. Did he see something on the gaydar, his gay radar or something?
He suggested that Trump was acting, I'm just guessing here, someone probably knows more, was acting on behalf of God or something in Ukraine. Or had
that Trump
Putin
was acting for God?
Putin had God's backing.
That Putin had God's backing.
Putin had God's backing. Yes.
I just need you to
Putin was
because nobody asked you, bitch. I need you to shut
Pat
the fuck
Robertson,
up, bitch.
really?
Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the
Yes,
fuck
seriously.
up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up.
I thought he would have dementia right now.
You know, it's sad what they have done to religion. You know, I am an atheist. I tell people that all the time. I do not begrudge anybody their religion. It's one of the basic freedoms of our country. But you also have freedom from religion. I don't have to buy into a story. I can accept life for the way I want to accept it. And I don't begrudge anybody else anything else. But the Donald Trump, if he's done one thing that should be blaring to everybody, has shown the hypocrisy of the evangelical right, the money grubbing preachers who are more interested in your pocketbook than anything else. They want to stoke hate and fear, so you dump your money into their pockets. It's a disgusting little game. And I think Trump exposed it for what it is. They are not godly people in my book. I am ashamed of it. They have taken the word evangelical and destroyed that name for being related to Donald Trump and that kind of worship of a demagogue. Anyway, Diana Mallory came back. Huh?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was
I'll
going.
never forget when Joel Osteen said that he wouldn't let people into his church during the flooding in Houston because it had new carpet.
Exactly. He finally opened it up, but it was after the news came out about him refusing to open his church for the people that were flooded out in Houston. Don't tell me you're a godly man. Show me you're a godly man. He didn't. He was forced to. These people, these money-grubbing preachers like him, that lady out South Carolina, somewhere out there in the East Coast somewhere, want you to build your foundation with God and donate to her. She's building a freaking mansion of a house. You want to know where your money's going? What foundation? It's going into the foundation of her freaking mansion. Anyway.
Exactly.
Kelly Kirby coming with the $5 through Super Chat. Kelly, thank you very much. And Kathy, thank you very much, came in with another $10 donation. We appreciate every donation that we get here. It is what helps pay my bills and keeps us on the air. I want to expand. I'm talking to Travis. I want to get to the point to where we include video in here, so when we have certain shows, we can bring in other guests for a discussion live on the air, so you can see their pretty pictures. Because my face, I know, is getting ugly, and y'all need something else. And John Cass just came in with a $5 donation. John. And if you can't afford it, don't worry about it. The one thing you can't afford is that thumbs up button. So give a thumbs up down there on YouTube, on Facebook, share it and like it and all that kind of stuff. Make a comment. Join one of our Facebook groups. Be involved. That's all this takes is for us as a nation to be involved and be informed. There's going to be momentous decisions made here recently, maybe tonight. And as a country, as a society, we need to play a part in this, baby. This is our voice and our vote. This is when it matters, baby. And thank goodness right now we have Joe Biden at the helm and not a deluded old sellout to Russia like Trump. You know, that's what I'm thankful for tonight, is that we have a steady hand on the wheel. So tonight we are going to watch the State of the Union address at my house. I am going to. Then what do y'all? What do y'all think? Do y'all want to? Because at the very least, I am going to come into the Blue Room after the show on Discord for discussion. If y'all wanted to go live, somebody in the chat tell me. Let it be seen in the written chat.
You can also see how you feel though afterward.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
like, who knows? Because it's because don't forget it becomes pretty late on the East Coast by the time it's done, and it's get late here. But,
Well, then it would
it
would only be for those that are going to be up and tuning in.
Yeah,
or something.
for sure.
Yelly Man says live. In my opinion, if I'm going to come in here and be on Discord talking to the family in Discord, that's just like broadcasting.
Yeah.
It's a family discussion. This family stretches well beyond what our Discord family is, and includes so many, and I'm so proud to see all y'all in here. Let me see. That's it. So, yeah, after the State of the Union address, then check your local listings. I'll be popping back in for Discord. We'll turn on the cameras. We'll see if anybody shows up for the discussion and what they think about what happened during the State of the Union address. So in the meantime, Ozzy, thank you so much for coming in, brother. We appreciate it tremendously. We'll be back in a little while if you want to join us.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for having me, and good luck with the State of the Union. I'm sure it'll be strong. I'm sure it'll be positive, and I'm sure the GOP will find a way to put holes in it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. There's going to be some. I'm sure Marjorie Taylor Greene or Paul Gosar or some asshole like that will have something
Actually, I
to say.
shouldn't call them. I shouldn't
commentary.
call them the GOP.
Yeah.
They are the Nazi party.
That's it to me. They're working on it, baby. They seem to be leaning that way. Anyway, Aussie Dave, we'll talk to you shortly, maybe. Anyway, have a good one. Thank you for being here, brother. Ed Beatty, we appreciate your voice in here. Ed, always. Thank you.
Hey, Aussie Dave.
Yeah.
If the other does happen, do you think Australia will welcome us in open arms if we?
Yeah, we're all coming to your house, Dave.
Shit, yeah. We have lots of land, mate. We have so much land that if you put the whole population of Australia in one spot, you could fit 10 American populations around us. Now, there's plenty of land. Oh, come on over, guys.
All right.
But I don't think it's going to happen.
I always wanted going down under anyway.
Trump did say yesterday that if you guys got invaded like Ukraine, he'd be in the streets fighting with a gun as well.
Outstanding.
You're right. You'd be right.
Anyway.
Just hoping this will not ever happen one day.
Yeah.
Just every day to think of not the inevitable or anything.
I do not want a Mad Max society. I do not want...
No one wants one.
No. Jeremy, thank you for being here, brother. We appreciate it tremendously. And again, check with us here in a little bit. We might be back.
Okay.
All right. And Hank, from the Netherlands, brother, I know it's getting late over there.
Nice meeting you.
We want to thank you, Hank, for coming in, brother. We're glad to see you back in here again. We value your voice over there, brother. And my wife complimented you on your dinner plate the other night. Your chicken and food porn on Discord. So, Hank, thank you for being here, brother. We appreciate it. And to our Blue Dot family on YouTube and on Facebook, thank you so much. We're going to be back in a little while, maybe. And yeah, we'll be back in a little while because we'll be in on Discord. We'll just open the whole damn thing up. We'll see what happens. I love you. Thank you for being here. And we'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Hey. Y'all say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Thanks.
Good night.
Good.